The topic of this video, guys, will be meditation. Now, is this lighting a bit gloomy? I don't know. It's recently rained here. Very heavy rain clouds. So I'm grateful for that, but the lighting, bit off. But we're not here to talk about the lighting. We're here to talk about meditation. Meditation will do so much for you guys. I've been on a spiritual path for 11 years, but the first year on the spiritual path, I was into the teachings of Buddhism, heavily endorsing meditation. It was Tibetan Buddhism, by the way, and they talk about dream yoga, lucid dreaming. And one of the practices to help with lucid dreams is meditation. And I was all in. I was like, helps with lucid dreaming? I'm doing it. At least an hour a day. There was one time I did 3 hours straight. Look, I just love meditation. And it was affecting my life and the people in my life because I seem to get addicted to things I focus on. But that's a whole nother story that I've mentioned in a past video at the time of you watching this. But look, guys, I've always been very preachy about what I'm passionate about. And I think I know why. I grew up in the Jehovah's Witnesses. You may have heard of them. And they're very preachy, aren't they? Knocking on your door, pushing all their material onto you. So I guess I took that mindset with me throughout life. And in the first year of spirituality, Buddhism, a lot of meditation and a lot of talking about it. And I would talk about meditation to anyone that would listen. And there was a family member who was going through a recent breakup. And they said, look, I've tried meditation. I've tried it for 2 days and it's not working. I still can't stop thinking about the person. And I had to tell them, look, you can't start meditation when you're going through a crisis. It's like telling someone, learn to invest money when everything's going well, and they don't listen to you. But then when they lose money, they come to you in a panic. How do I make money again? In desperation. It's not going to work. You're in a panic. You're emotional. What's true of investing in this example is true of meditation. If your life is going genuinely well, this is such a blessing. God is giving you such a blessing. If you've got a lot of time on your hands or enough time to do this, use that time to learn this skill. Here's another thing someone told me once. Meditation, that's boring. It doesn't seem productive. It seems like a waste of time sitting there for 30 minutes. The person that told me this did have a personality that was quite anxious, depressed, which made it even worse. This person had enough time on their hands to go on social media, which we all do, most of us do, and that's what I'm getting at. The people that meditation truly isn't for are people that are literally busy. They have literally no time. The funny thing about that is, the people that are constantly busy seem to not be as depressed. I won't say they're not depressed, but they don't have time to sit around and think. They're busy. But for most people these days, we do have a lot of time on our hands to go on social media, Facebook, TikTok, I don't know. That's the only two I know, YouTube. And for that reason, if you can spend 30 minutes mindlessly scrolling, you've got 30 minutes for meditation. And then your mind is going to say, yeah, but it's too hard. I'm not good at it. I do too much thinking. Exactly. That's like saying, being told weightlifting is good for you. And then trying to go up and lift 200 kilos, a deadlift. 200 kilo deadlift your first attempt, maybe for 2 days in a row and saying, I can't lift weights. It's too hard. It's too heavy. Of course it is, because you need training. You need practice. The more you practice weightlifting, the better you're going to feel and look. The more you practice meditation, the calmer and happier you're going to be. And that's funny in this day and age. We're very outwardly focused. It's all about appearance. That's just how the world is. Very mindful of our hygiene, that we smell nice. Very mindful of how our clothes appear, how our body appears. But then we take this trashy attitude into the world. A lot of people take such good care of themselves and then they release their dirty, trashy mind on the world. And I don't know if it's just me, but I can see an attractive person appear attractive, then when they bring their trashy, negative attitude, chucking a tantrum, whatever it is, they look so ugly. Vice versa, an average looking person with a really good personality makes them look more attractive. Your personality is what is enlivening this body. It's animating it. You can see it in people's eyes. You can tell what they're thinking. You can tell what they're feeling. You're not talking to a body, are you? You're talking to that which is in the body, a soul, a subtle body. So you want to make this soul, subtle body, mind, whatever you want to call it, if you're not into spirituality, okay, the mind. Make it calm, happy, peaceful, for yourself and the benefit of everyone. And look, guys, what is the very least meditation can do for us in this day and age? The very least. You know that, what do some people say? What's the first objection? I can't do it. I'm bored. You can't do it. You need to learn how to do it. Your only goal when you start is just to be able to sit in silence. It doesn't matter what you're thinking and feeling, just be able to sit in silence for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. The philosopher Blaise Pascal, I love this quote, you may have heard it. All of humanity's problems comes from our inability to sit in a quiet room alone. Something like that. I paraphrased it. It's so true. That's why we're constantly busy, constantly needing to get things done, constantly disturbing this world. Because our body, what does it need? Food, water, oxygen. It needs a lot of things, but you know what I'm saying? Your body doesn't need anything apart from those things. But what's all this other activity we're doing? Holidays, expensive cars, luxury brands. What's all this for? All this entertainment, luxury this, accumulation of wealth. It's not for the body. It's for the mind, for the ego. Ultimately, the body doesn't even know it's alive. If you really zoom in, if you zoom into your body parts, your heart doesn't know it's beating, your lungs don't know it's breathing in oxygen and breathing out carbon dioxide. From the point of view of the parts, it doesn't know whether it's alive or dead. But I won't get too technical, but that's what I'm saying. All this trouble that we're causing ourselves and others is the mind. So the first thing meditation will do for you guys is have the ability to sit in silence for 30 minutes, which these days is becoming increasingly rare because all these little moments of silence were natural for past generations, standing in line at the post office or at the bank, sitting on a park bench, going out in public, waiting for someone. You were naturally alone with your thoughts. But now what can we do? Flip out the phone. Flip out the phone. Constant distraction. So the ability to sit there for 30 minutes, that's a win. Don't worry about calming the mind or realizing your true self. But that's the first step, guys. That's your whole goal. 30 minutes sitting in silence. Whatever happens, happens. Once you progress past that stage, what's the next benefit? Non-reactivity. Aren't you sick of being controlled by your mind? In Hinduism, they class the intellect and mind as two separate things. What causes us all the misery is reacting from the mind, reacting to our emotions. What does intellect do? Bring some reasoning in. Bring some non-reactivity in. A non-reactive person isn't someone that doesn't feel emotion. They feel emotion, but they go, oh, I'm feeling this. Is it the right time to respond? Nope. Let's remain calm. Or appear calm, I should say. It's hard. If you're feeling angry or sadness, you can't just shut it down. But what you can do, what you can learn is to let it wash over you. Remain calm as in your appearance is calm. Let it wash over you, do its thing, and then say, is it the right time to react? With anger, it's never the right time, I've found. With anger, what I found is when I'm with a person, I'm getting upset, I tell them, look, I'm very angry right now. Can we talk about this later? I'm not going to say or do anything productive right now. I need to leave the situation. Another thing I do, which is more advanced, is that feeling of anger, I can oftentimes transmute it into love. Say something random, ridiculous, go in for a hug. Really hurts the ego. But the more you do it, like anything in life, the better you get. It feels uncomfortable. give them a hug, make a joke, an apology. Oh, it hurts. I know, but it's getting better over time. Seriously, guys, anything hard is worth doing. And anger is like, you conquer anger, you're 80% of the way to inner peace. That's what I view. That's my opinion. But guys, non-reactivity. This is what you're going to develop in meditation. How will you do that? First of all, what I should say is, when you're sitting in meditation, when you're sitting in silence, what are you reacting to? What makes it so annoying or boring? Because you're interacting with your thoughts and feelings. You can't distract yourself. That's why the first step is to be able to sit with your thoughts and feelings. Once you master that, guess what? This is going to translate over into everyday life. Sitting in meditation, you're dealing with thoughts and feelings. When you're dealing with the world, what's happening? The world and people are just triggering thoughts and feelings. Master non-reactivity with your own thoughts and feelings. Then you can master non-reactivity when the world and people throw things at you. And once you start mastering it, you feel like it's such a superpower. But how would you do this? What is the meditation I have done for so many years now? I just sit with the feeling of existence. Now, if you're new to meditation, go see some beginner meditation videos where they say focus on the breath and do all this. But if you've had a bit of experience with meditation, here's what I do. As soon as I sit down and I'm comfortable, I don't even follow the breath or anything. I just go straight into the feeling of existence. Do you feel like you exist? Do you know you're alive? Focusing on your reflected consciousness, if you've seen my non-duality for beginners video, that is the closest you're going to get to your true self. If this is your true self, the pure witness, reflected consciousness is right here, right at the doorway. So what you're doing is focusing on the feeling of existence. I exist. I'm aware. Once your attention is anchored in that, what happens from that point on is you're really close to your feelings at that point, I've noticed. You're anchored in the feeling of existence, and then you can observe feelings come and go. Thoughts come and go. You realize you're the space that all this is appearing in and disappearing back into. That's all I do in meditation. The reason I love this type of meditation is it's versatile too. Sitting with the feeling of existence can also help you contemplate your true self. Focusing on the feeling of I am. This is the meditation of Nisargadatta Maharaj. That's what he's instructing us to do. Sit with the feeling I am, and then intuit your true self. The feeling of existence right now is known by you, but it can't be known by the mind. It has to just intuit it. It's beyond the mind. It's the knower of the mind. It's you. That's why this kind of meditation is so versatile. You can master non-reactivity by just watching your thoughts and feelings come and go, or use it to contemplate your true self. Very versatile. But in any case, guys, this forms a habit. The more you sit in meditation and put your attention into the feeling of existence, eventually, like anything, it's not mystical or magical, the more you do it, it forms a habit. What do I mean by that? You know what my natural state of being now when I interact with the world is? My attention, just by habit, goes into the body, into this feeling of existence. That's where it's anchored. Then when a thought or feeling comes up, the intellect kicks in and goes, what can I do with this thought and feeling? Not literally, it's not literally saying that, but it kind of has to arise, be filtered through intellect, and then a response is taken. Now, I'm saying this most times. I still have flare-ups of anger that somehow bypass intellect. But things like, just say sadness, low moods, anything other than anger, I've mastered. I truly feel like I've mastered, but anger still has to flare up occasionally because anger is so tough to master, but you need to work on it. But in any case, meditation is the formal practice of mindfulness in a controlled environment. What is mindfulness? The informal practice of meditation. Taking this meditation out for a test run. If meditation is like driving your car around in a car park when you're learning to drive, cool, you're learning to drive and all, but you need to take it out onto the main roads, onto the freeway, into real life. That's what mindfulness is. Taking this meditation out into the real world when dealing with annoying people, frustrating situations. And that is why I am so grateful for annoying people in situations now. Why is that? It gives me a chance to practice this. When you're dealing with annoying people in situations and you don't react, you remain calm, you respond, don't react, you feel like such a superhero. You've mastered the interaction. Especially when someone is trying to trigger you and you're not letting them. Just to see how you can tell that they're feeling defeated, like they couldn't push your buttons, or they're trying to criticize you and you make a joke. You just feel like such a boss. That no one or nothing can affect my happiness. It's so liberating, seriously. But where does all this stem from, guys? If you want to feel this, if you want inner peace in everyday interactions, where does it start? Meditation. So a quick review. Just try to sit still in silence for 30 minutes. Don't worry what's happening. Next, if you're a beginner, of course, do some beginner meditation. Focus on the breath. Keep your attention on the breath. Whenever it goes into thinking or feeling, bring it back to the breath. Then when you're at the next stage, like I was mentioning, sit down, focus on the feeling of existence, watch thoughts and feelings come and go. This will form a habit that you take into everyday life. And guys, this is why meditation is so beneficial. Like I was mentioning earlier, everyone's so quick and eager to make their body look good, make their body smell good, but then unleash their trashy, unfiltered, unstable mind on people. It's so terrible, ugly, and weak. It's weak, to be honest. Once you've mastered your mind, that is true strength. That is true inner peace. That is the source of happiness. And you're only going to get that when you have the ability to sit in a quiet room alone with your thoughts. As Blaise Pascal said, you think you don't have time, you think it's boring, yet you're on TikTok, Facebook, mindlessly scrolling, YouTube Shorts. You're unfocused, you're depressed, you're anxious, you're comparing yourself, your mind's distracted, you're reacting to your feelings. It's not good. Your body's fine. The body doesn't need much, like we mentioned earlier. Food, water, oxygen, whatever. The mind needs a lot. And it's free. You don't need to pay for meditation courses. You just need time alone in a quiet room. 30 minutes a day. For days, weeks, months, years. You spend years on your body. You spend years trying to make money. Why not spend years trying to work on the true source of happiness? A calm, stable, non-reactive mind. Just my opinion. As always, guys, thank you so much. And I'll see you beautiful people in the next video. But until then, take care of yourselves, okay? See ya.